we're
Yeah.
going to throw it away in 4 years. Like it or not, we're going to get rid of it. So then they're like, okay. And I'm like, yeah, so in 4 or 5 years, you might be able to keep the policy, but the price is definitely going to go up most of the
Oh, I
time.
see.
When you
Okay.
turn 80, most likely they will just drop it all together.
Shoot, that's
And they're
right
not
around
going
the
to,
corner. That's only, 15 years from now.
yeah, most Americans are living past the age of 80. So term's not going to really help us with final expenses. Now, if you were 20 or you were 30, we probably should talk about term because if you're working and you got four little kids, you need to give them a couple $100,000 if you pass away unexpectedly. Term is perfect for that person. So maybe we can talk about your kids later and getting them something really cheap that will cover them
That
for
might be
20 or
good
30
for them.
years.
Yeah, I'm no
Yeah,
spring
like,
chicken anymore, so that doesn't apply to me, I guess.
yeah. Well, do you have any kids, Austin?
I've got four kids.
Wow, really? If you don't mind, who's your oldest? Like, what's your oldest?
Rebecca, she's 32, and she's got four kids of her own already.
Wow. She should have a term policy. We can get her one for like $25. Just so you know.
Okay, yeah,
I'm like throwing that in there just because like to be honest with you, I'm at the point now where I don't want to just settle for one policy. I want to
yeah,
like get this
that
person.
sounds like a good way to seed into the coverage and
I'm gonna
the rest of
help
the
this
family.
person. Yes. I'm gonna help you fully. And when that is completely done, if we are able and we have the energy and the time and your phone's charged, we'll continue to talk about things, but we might even just be talking about getting grandchildren policies. $6
Okay,
each.
great. I've got number 7 and 8 on the way.
Wow, congratulations. That's amazing. Do you get to see him a lot?
You know what? We moved out of state, and ever since then, it's been hard to make the time to get back to them.
Yeah. I do these questions to gauge how important things are to the client. I want to know what's important to them and what's not. Um, but basically now we're going to kind of get into the beneficiary here anyway. So I'm like, hey, so you mentioned that Tammy would be paying the bill, closing out the accounts, and making your final arrangements if you were to pass away, right?
That's
When you
exactly
pass
right.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, right now, obviously you care about her and you're showing it to her. You're not just saying you care about her, right? Obviously, is she there with you, by the way?
She's not here with me now.
Okay. Do we need to get her on the phone or is this something that you can do on your own?
You know what? It's something I can do on my own. I don't need her to make decisions in my finances.
Excellent. Okay. Good. So she trusts your judgment's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, that's good. That's a good way of putting it. She sure does.
Good. I'm sure she'd be proud of the decision that you're going to make today if I can get you accepted into a plan.
Boy, I hope so. Otherwise, I'm in the doghouse. Oh,
Yeah. Now, Austin, would this program, we already went over kind of like, I kind of double check on this, but like, do you have a work policy? So I kind of go through my little process here and like if I didn't find out what I needed to earlier, I can just touch on it here. But if I already touched on it here, I can kind of glide over it a little bit and move into so your birthday is, 9/15/1965, right?
yep,
Great. And it shows me that you live in Mobile, Alabama, right?
that's correct.
Cool, man. Is the weather doing okay over there for you?
Oh, it's hot and sticky, and the summer's barely even started.
Dude, it's getting hot here, man. But a lot of people are moving. The traffic's getting less, but the heat's going up. That's why people are moving out. They're like going away for the summer. So, like 30 seconds, guys. I know that some people don't want agree with that, but like a little bit of rapport, man. Just a little like I'm a human being and I need them to know that. Like, so obviously when I talk to people about final expenses, there's three things that they're looking to solve. They either want to just make sure that their funeral is covered so there's no burden left on the family. They want to leave some money to their kids or grandkids, like a special gift because they love them. Or they want to donate something to like a church or a charity that's important to them. Which one is the most important to you?
I mean, all that sounds great, but they can fend for themselves. I just got to cover my basic funeral.
Okay. All right, good. Man, and by the way, how long you been trying to get this done?
Oh, I mean, I'm just getting a little older, and so I've just been thinking about it a little more lately.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're gonna make sure we get it done for you. I work with 15 different carriers. Let me just ask you a few quick health questions so we can see exactly what's available. By the way, if you qualify and if it's something you want to take advantage of, I'm going to send you a welcome packet to you and your family immediately. It's going to have all my information in writing, and you're going to get that, in a few days. You get your actual policy in like 2 or 3 weeks, but that way, Austin, you'll have everything in writing that we talk about here today, and you'll have everything in black and white. Okay?
Okay, that sounds good. I like to think on things before I make a decision.
Absolutely, and you should think about it. It looks like how long have you been thinking about this?
I mean, shoot, probably the last 6 months at least, I've been a little more serious.
All right. Well, I've been doing this for nearly a decade. My name is Griffin Henderson. By the way, do you have a pen and paper?
Yeah, I do.
Good. Can you write down my name for me, please? And I'm going to give you my cell phone number. This is the same number that my mom calls me on. I'm not Jake from State Farm, but I'm going to be taking care of you and your family going forward.
Okay.
Now, I do that. Look, everything I've done here is for a reason. I handle the mail me objection before it comes up. I'm going to put it off before it really comes up. You don't even have a price yet. I don't even know your health yet. I don't even know what you qualify for yet. So I'm doing all that in about 10 minutes or less, maybe 8 minutes. And I'm going to I'm going to sell them a policy, even if it's 20 or $30 a month, just to start the relationship. I don't believe that we've had a relationship until there's been an exchange, which is like you get my time. And what I get in exchange is getting you a policy. And then what you get in exchange is peace of mind and protection for your family. Until that has happened, I didn't do anything for you. The information was not useful because no decision was made. No, your decision will either be getting a policy or not, no matter what, right? So even if you want to think about it or meet with me later on or something like that, unless you like gave me your bank account number and I know what you qualify for and you agreed to do a policy with me, I did not do anything for you. So that's the mindset that I have on every call. Like, I have a family with rent and bills and other things. But at the same time, you requested information, and I am not doing you any favors by just letting you off the hook today without the protection that you need, that you requested, that you wanted. So that is now I'm going to bring this all the way to the end, and we're going to know exactly where we stand with each other before we get off the call. I might even say something like, no, I'm going to ask some health questions and we're going to find out whatever. And then, can we agree, Austin, that no matter what, we at least get your burial paid for?
Yeah, that sounds good. And all these questions are great, but they barely seem relevant to just getting some prices.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to give you all the numbers, and you're going to get all the numbers right away. And it's my full intention that by the time we get off this phone call together, that you have a policy from me that's going to at least protect you from your burial, okay? I mean, I can get you something as low as $28 a month. Sound fair?
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? I give him a price. I gave him what he wanted. I'm not keeping him hostage with a gun to his head, like, I want the price. But like, yeah, the prices can range from 28 to $300 a month. It just depends on how many tens of thousands of dollars you want to leave to your kids. Well, I'm not trying to make them rich. I understand. You just don't want them to pay for your funeral, right? Find out what their mindset is and then work toward that mindset. Work with that mindset. You might have to shift it a little bit in some places, but without making them feel like they're incorrect or wrong or whatever. Okay, so I'm going to go into the health questions, blah, 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 and I'm going to stop right there. Does anyone else want to role play anything specific, cover an objection, or have a question. It's particularly someone who, I mean, no offense to anyone, but like particularly someone who is actively on the phones right now who's like, I need help, or I would like some help, or I just want to stare at you and make funny faces while you do this training. I want to halfway listen to you while I'm making calls.
I would
I
like to
see
go
all your
over
face.
the intro,
Let's do it. What part are you running into,
like
Ellen?
just keeping them on the phone.
Yeah. Can you give me an example of something that they say to you where you feel like you should be able to do better, but you don't quite have what you need to do so?
Um, I don't remember doing this. I already got it covered. That's what
Okay,
they
good.
say.
Let's start with one of them. Save the
I already
second
got it
one. Don't.
covered.
Excellent. Yeah. And most people I talk to already have something in place. I'd be shocked if you didn't already have this done. However, most people find this information really valuable. And then just go back into your script. Brush it off.
Say it again. Sorry.
So, look,
I already have it. I already have it covered.
look, I would be shocked if you didn't already have this taken care of. In fact, most people do when I talk to them because you're 68, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You better have it taken care of. Now, most people are talking to me because they just wanted to make sure of one of three things. They're either trying to save money, they're trying to add what they have, or they're trying to look for a loved one. Which one was it for you?
I'm trying to add more. This is what I currently have.
Okay. What was it about your policy that you have right now that made you feel like it wasn't enough?
It's only $5,000.
hmm Did you want to do a funeral or cremation?
A funeral, a burial.
Okay. So we definitely need more than $5,000 for sure.
Hmm.
Now, wait, is there any way you'd be okay with cremation?
I mean, if that was my only option, I guess.
Right. So right now you could cover the cremation. Now, do you care what your kids
Hmm.
think about whether you do a burial or cremation?
No.
Okay. So you're going to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind, I'm just going to ask you one more time. Which one do you really want to do, a funeral or cremation?
A burial, funeral.
All right. Well, we got to get you some more coverage then. I would say it just like that too. We're just
Okay.
having a conversation and we're early in
Okay.
the
I like
call.
that.
Now, the
Hmm.
first sale in every call is I have to get into a communication with you. We got to have a conversation. That's the first sale, like agreement to just talk to me. So I have to kind of play a little chess in the beginning. And it's
The
kind of
other
cool
one.
because like, do what?
Keep going. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say like it's kind of like a quarterback coach, and he's like, you see him throw the ball like 65 yards down the field, and you're in like ninth grade, and you can only throw it 50. And he's like, yeah, man, put a little bit of weight on your back hip, and then when you go to throw the ball, and then you're like, oh wow, I never thought about that, and then boom, you get an extra 10 yards on your pass. And my camera's so weird, it just like zooms in and out, but um, it's really weird. But give me the second one.
I don't remember doing that. How'd you get my
Oh,
number?
totally. I don't even know what I had for breakfast yesterday, Ellen. I would be shocked if you remembered. You probably get a lot of calls, right?
I like that one.
You know, and then
Can you
I
say
they
that one
probably
one more
say, yeah,
time? Sorry.
yeah, yeah, I don't even know what I had for breakfast yesterday, Ellen. I'd be shocked if you remembered this, but I do have here that your date of birth is 10/21/1993, and that you do live in zip code 73075, and that your daughter's name is Tammy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I go back to my greeting, like I kind of redo it a little bit. Let me reintroduce myself. Sorry that, I know we haven't spoken, but my name is just Griffin and I work with the Price Group and the reason that we call is just to see what's available for you and then just to see what your needs are. The one common need of everybody I talk to is they just want to make sure that when the time comes, their family's protected and there's not a burden that's going to be left on your kids. Does that sound a little bit like your situation? So look, and,
Yeah.
and look, this might not work
Right.
because maybe if they've really had it taken care of, they're like, I already got that taken care of. You don't even have time to say nothing. But
Hmm.
if you know that they're like, I already had that taken care of, you're like, hey, wait. They're like, what? You're like, listen, most people I talk to already have that taken care of. So these are just little things that you kind of learn in any phone job, in any job, any industry. You could be calling people who requested a quote on a Mitsubishi Lancer 2004. Like, I'm just calling you back, Miss Jones, about that Mitsubishi Lancer. I already got a Mitsubishi Lancer from the other place. Y'all were too expensive. Like that's just you just kind of learn it as you go. But okay, so those are two that we covered. Do you have another one? Lots of practice, lots of practice.
Those are I think the biggest ones for me into trying to get over. I don't want to talk to you right now. I'm busy. I don't remember doing this, but I like those two.
Yeah, people used to love. I would get into it. Like I'd work in an office, or I would do, and you got to be careful with this. I would do like Facebook Live. Be at the office during COVID 2020, and like I would just be sitting in there, and there would be people that would just love to watch me call in random people at a random time at night. Wow, Daniel. And then make sure that like I was not saying things that weren't gonna be like improperly broadcasted on social media, like their health information or personal information. But I would just do like the beginning of the calls, and people love just sitting there on these Facebook Lives. And so, what I would encourage you to do is like to play it like a game, and you could even be in the virtual call center, and you could be like, I'm gonna out talk this person over here, and I'm gonna be like, and then all the spotlight just kind of gravitates to the person who the like for example, you call them and they're like, I'm not interested. And you're like, I know that's right, Miss Jones. But back when you were interested, what were you interested in? Well, I just wanted to cover my burial and they said it was $300 a month. I'm like, that's crazy. You agree? Yeah, like that's way too high. You could get it for like way less than that. Like, what policy that's 10 or 8,000 is going to cost $300 a month? Like even if they're 80, it's not going to cost that much. So I'm just trying to get into a conversation. I don't know what it's going to cost yet.
Hmm.
So you want to have a lot of agreement initially, and then just like it's like agree, answer, ask a question, and then just be real. Just be real, be yourself. Like, and you have to be a little aggressive, just because like they can hang up on you, right? So, and if they hang up
Right,
on you, then
right.
it doesn't matter. And they can't punch you in the face. Like that's what somebody told me one time. He was like, was that guy kind of mean? Like he tell like it was like 10 years ago. He was like, did that bother you? I said a little bit, and he's like, I can tell. He's like, remember, they cannot hurt you. They cannot reach through the phone and punch you in the face. And I was like, that's true. I was like, there's literally nothing that they can actually do to you that you didn't allow to happen
Definitely.
to yourself. And then that was just kind of the thing to help me. And you got to make it fun, like make it a game. And the more that you treat work like a game that you don't need a vacation from, then I feel like the more you can just enjoy your daily life and get more out of what you're doing. And remember that no brought you to the next call. Like if you can move on, and I hate to say this, but occasionally in your life, you might be dating somebody and they broke up with you or they cheated on you or whatever. And the faster that you can just move on from that, you might have some people on the side like, oh my gosh, you didn't care about me. You moved on so quickly. But really, like, that's their problem, not yours. Why is it your problem that you moved on quick? Like, let's be honest. If my mom, who thank God she's still with me, if my grandfather passed away, if he was looking down and I was all like in a corner, just like crying, he would be like, dude, get up. What are you doing? Like, he was like, get back to work. You have a family to take care of. I'm happy. I'm in heaven. I'm okay. You need to take care of your family. So why do we treat all these other situations like that? Like Oh, they broke up with me or they cheated on me. Why do I get upset about this little phone call that I just had where the guy's like, "You guys are da, 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 da," whatever they're gonna say. Just move on as quickly as you can because I swear when I started applying that like 6 years ago, um, I had a call. The person was the most evil person in the world, it seemed like. And then two phone calls later, I was like, okay, next call, next call. That lady, the second call, was the nicest person on earth from the beginning of the call to the end of the call. She bought a policy and she's still my client. But honestly, I think I answered the phone. And if I hadn't answered that phone, I think someone else in the office would have gotten that call. And if they would have gotten that call, they would have got the sale and then she'd be their client. Like, so the faster you can move on. Okay, I'm gonna ask you guys one more personal question. Okay, this is for me like the most important thing. How many people do you know? Okay, in your life personally, have you ever like seen someone even when you were in first grade and you were in a relationship, they were in a relationship, and then you were single, but they were in a relationship, but then you got in a relationship and then now they were single. Has that ever happened to anybody? Like that's kind of how it is with your client. Like you need to get the client while they're available. And if they're not available, then just move on and someone will be available. And then get that person and then you can come back to this person later and you just got to play that game of like repetition, maximize. I had a person call me who I knew was a sale. I'm like, oh, this is that lady. I got to talk to her because like I'm gonna get the sale. And I'm like, wait a minute, wait a minute. You're on a sale right now. Like, just hey, listen, I got someone call me. I told them I'll call them back, and they're like, oh wow, and they feel important. I did call. I got that sale, and then I called that person back that I had been following up with, and then I got that sale all within 2 hours. So that's you gotta love. Grant Cardone says, love the one you're with. Because you're on the phone with somebody. Love that call. Don't pay attention to anything else. Get that done. Move on to the next. That's all I got. Does anybody else want to role play or ask a question before we jump off here? Several people are on the phones. Jeremy,
What's like
go
the
ahead.
wildest, most far out objection you've ever got? Like what? I've fallen and I can't get up or something?
There's somebody at the door. Or hold on, I'm getting another phone call. You know what I do when people say, "Hey, I'm getting another phone call." I'm like, "Hey, is it like, are you expecting an emergency phone call?" They're like, "No." I'm like, "Can you tell me you'll call him back?" I'll even ask them, "Do you know who's calling you right now?" And if they don't give me like an immediate response, they're like, "No." I'm like, "Then pay attention to the call we're on." Like, I'll even say that. Like, I'm talking to you right now. Please don't be rude.
That's bold.
And I might laugh. I might laugh when I say that, so I'm not rude by saying that, like, because I'm kind of joking a little bit, right? But you have to be respectful. I'm like, we're talking right now. Can they wait a second? And they're like, it's whenever I'm really real with people that you get the best like response. Wait,
Mm.
did someone else have a question? I thought someone else came off mute as well.
I did.
Yes,
Last week I had somebody tell me when I asked them if he wanted to be cremated or buried or have a funeral, he said that he didn't think it was any of my business and he didn't understand why I was asking. Same with
totally.
when I asked him about previous insurance policies, he gave me the same response to that too.
Yeah, that's an interesting person, right? So there's a lot of things we could talk about right here, so we can unpack this one. Um, Now was this a Facebook lead, Jenna?
Yes, it was.
Okay, and is your car moving right now, or are you at a standstill?
No, I'm still.
Perfect. Okay, good. So let's talk for a second. So I'm like, ring, ring. How about I be him? Or no, you be him. I'll call you. Okay, you be him. So ring, ring.
Hello?
Hi, Jenna. This is just Griffin. I'm with the Price Group. The reason I was giving you a call was you recently were on Facebook and you put in um, that you wanted to cover your final expenses potentially. Does that kind of ring a bell?
Oh yeah, yeah, that rings a bell.
Okay. So generally what I do. is I just ask like a few basic questions to kind of see what your needs are. And then I'm able to see exactly what policy would be like the lowest cost with the most amount because most of my clients live on a really fixed income. Does that sound a little bit like your situation?
Yeah, I'm just looking for quotes.
Yeah, I can give you quotes. Have you been talking to lots of agents about quotes?
No,
Oh, I'm the first one. Really?
maybe.
Maybe. Like, check this out. So I just want to do you a favor here. Do you get a lot of calls, Jenna?
Yes.
I can tell. I would be frustrated if I was getting a lot of calls. I have 15 different carriers, so I can give you the quotes from the top carriers in the United States, like Mutual of Omaha, Gerber, Aflac, Aetna, New York Life, all these different carriers. And I can see them all on a screen side by side, and I can see who's going to give you the lowest amount with the most amount of coverage. Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. I do that for you so you don't got to talk to 15 different agents to get the same information that one guy or gal could give you. Okay.
Okay.
So, because you don't want to talk to 15 different agents like me, do you? Like, do you?
Heck no. No,
Okay.
no.
Cool. So that's why I have 15, so you don't gotta just, because obviously, like when I give you prices, I'm gonna get you a policy too today. So that way, when you get
Well,
off the phone with
I
me,
just
you have a
I just
policy.
want quotes though.
Right. But let me ask you something, like, don't you, like, isn't the purpose of getting a quote so that way you can get a policy? Like to protect your family from a financial burden? I'm not asking you for your money right now, so hold on tight to your wallet.
Yes.
Like, hold on to it. I'm not asking you for your card number right now. We're not there yet. We're on the first date here. Like, you might can buy your own. Like, I don't
Mhm.
need it. Like, I'm just kind of messing with them a little bit because they're really
Yeah.
defensive. And
Yeah.
so like
He was.
I haven't even gotten into any personal questions yet because I need them to be willing to communicate with me.
Right.
I'm going to be completely honest with you, Jenna. The reason why I have a job is because we don't know what the carrier will allow you to have yet. In order to give you the proper information, I need to know whether you want to do a burial or cremation.
Well, I don't feel like that should be any of your business.
It doesn't need to be, but I am with US Burial, so did you want to get a quote or not?
Well, I do want to be cremated.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's about 2,500 bucks. Some
Yeah, you
companies
gave
do
me
that as
pushback
low
on
as,
that too.
what do you mean?
So when I gave him the average cost of cremation in the District of Columbia, he gave me pushback on that. Like he didn't understand what he finally did end up telling me that he had a $20,000 policy for 133 a month. And when I was trying to tell him how much money he'd have left over to give his grandkids minus the cremation, like then it made sense to him. But
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you something. Given the fact that you have $20,000 in coverage, is your goal to save money or add to what you have?
to replace it to save money.
So you just want to save money.
Hmm.
By the way, please make a note in your heads, and this is Griffin's opinion. The clients that just want to save money are the worst. Just so you know.
It came down to $4.
Yeah, is it worth canceling for $48 a year?
No, no,
Oh, you don't want to save $48? Come on.
no.
If you live another 10 years, that's like $500.
Yeah, you're
I'm just
right.
joking around because I have nothing to lose, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I would rather end the call on my terms than his terms.
Hmm.
I'm the professional. He's the shopper that could waste my time. So the truth, and I paid for you to talk to me, by the way, just so you know. I mean, I don't even have to say that to him, but I'm just in my head, I know that. Like, you paid me. I paid you actually to talk to me. Like, no, but the thing is though, your time is valuable. So the worst people that can buy are the ones that are just trying to save money.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell your agent that you're trying to shop and find a better price. The truth is, like, I have about 15 carriers. If I can't get you the best deal, I really don't know who could. What carrier did he have, by the way?
He wouldn't tell me.
Oh, it's like I don't even need to know, but I'm gonna name some carriers, and if any of them sound familiar, you just say yes. Mutual of Omaha, Aflac, I've got True Stage. I just start naming off all the carriers we have here. Did any of
I do
those
see
like, yeah, do you have one of the company? You know what I say sometimes to like prevent that from happening, what you said? Because I forgot about it until you said this. Hey, I have about 15 companies. You might have actually gotten help already from somebody that works in my office. If you don't mind me asking, how long ago did you get it done? I say it with that face and that voice tone. They're like, 2 weeks ago. I'm like, great. It probably was somebody here in my office with one of the carriers that we have. I've got Aflac, Gerber, American General, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, was it one of those? Because it could be a guy that's sitting next to me. I don't know. And then
that.
they're like, no. I'm like, okay, it doesn't really matter, to be honest, but I'll do everything in my power to get you the best possible deal. Now, to save you a lot of wasted time and energy, um, and then I'll just kind of go into like the health questions or something and just kind of keep it in my favor by getting, the health questions to get them a better price.
Mm.
So those people are really interesting because, it's the people that already have coverage, if they're wanting to add to it, they're the best.
Yeah.
Done this, they know what it's like. The second best is the one who doesn't have coverage, in my opinion. The third best is the one who, which is really like the worst, is the one that wants to save money only. Now I'll try. I mean, if you did you get this in the last 6 months? No, I've had it for 5 years. I'm probably not going to be able to save you money then, but I'll try. Let me at least try. I say this kind of stuff, like all these things that I'm kind of going through with you. There's a lot to that type of person that I could touch on. And a lot of it comes from having that conversation 100 times,
Mm-hmm.
and just trying to play ball a little bit with the guy, knowing that I'm probably not going to get a sale anyway, but I'll do everything I can to try. I'm not going to let it take more than 20 minutes because I could miss out on another sale.
Right.
Anyway, I will be like, yeah, I'm gonna get like with those people. I also make very A-type statements, like I'm gonna get right to these numbers so we can get you that right away, sir. By the way, I need to ask you some health questions to get you those numbers. Boom, 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 boom. So I kind of get into to it a little bit, like to let them know, like I'll do exactly what you said. Just let me do my job, please, because I got 15 companies and you want the best price, right? Yeah. Boom. So then, like, okay, then we get into the health questions. So you kind of have they have to give a little, you give them a little bit and then you take a little bit and then you give them a little bit and then you take a little bit, and it's not just take like they're taking from you all the time. Like I'm the insurance doctor, like you're not going to come in my freaking private practice that I pay the rent for and then tell me how to do my job. Like we're not going to do that. And sometimes if a guy like that is really like on his thing or whatever, I'll say, "Hey, listen, are you retired, sir?" Just because I got to know, because some policies will decline you,
Yeah, someone
and
to
then you
take
get
them
your
some.
then see you gave him something, but then you're taking something. He does he work?
He's retired.
Retired. Okay, perfect. So, like, what did you? If you don't mind me asking, sir, I'm an insurance agent for the last 10 years. What did you do for all those years? Like, did you have a profession? And
Yeah.
they might tell you. If when he tells you what it is, I would have never tried to tell you how to do your job, sir. So if you'll please allow me to do my job, I'm going to do my job the way I have to do it. I do this 40 hours a week. Can I please do that? Get
I like that.
permission. Get permission from him to do your job. Even though
Yeah.
you're going to do what you're going to do anyway. Like when you go to your friend's house, hey, can I get a glass of water real quick? Yeah, yeah, go up right there in the cabinet. Usually they'll get it for you, but like if you're really close, you'll just get it yourself. But you
Hmm.
ask just to be nice.
Hmm.
And then you go to the fridge and you're like, oh, can I have a banana? Or I don't know. I'm just like, you see it on the cabinet, like, can I have the banana right there? Like, yeah. If you just start doing it anyway, it's kind of like, whoa, what are you doing, bro? Like, like you're in my house, like, at least ask. I really got to use the restroom. Can you tell me where it's at? Or you don't just go looking for the restroom and like hop into a room and shut the door. So it's called permission to fire. Anyway, you're asking for permission to launch your attack in a good way. Okay, so that's all we got today. It's the end of the call. It's 2 minutes left, and I think we should end off here. Those were fantastic things that you guys brought up. This was recorded, and so we will post it. All right, everybody.
Thank you, Griffin.
Thank you for participating. Everybody have a
Thank
great rest of
you.
your day. Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right,
Good job,
bye.
Ellen. Bye. I'll see you later. All right, guys. Bye. Margarita, I'll message you individually on WhatsApp.
Okay, great, Griffin. Thank you.